Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Ephemeral One, and welcome back to more Bloodborne. Last time, let's see. Trying to remember exactly how far we got. We'd started to uncover. We'd reached the deepest part of night, the edge between dark and dawn. And let's see. The abandoned old workshop. And revealed what this place is a reflection of a place in Yharnam that used to be. We'd also reached Yahar'gul, the unseen village, revealing the truth of the hunters we've been killing are effectively echoes of remnants of original hunters, long since died in their original forms, but through some arcane ritual resurrected to serve purposes again once more. So, we haven't been killing people this entire time, but the simple reflections of what were people at one time. Okay. So nothing there. So, let's head further in. Yahar'gul. Yeah, let's continue through Yahar'gul. We'd reached the chapel, which had once been known as the Hypogean Jail, but that's no longer accessible. That's broken. That lantern has been broken to keep us out. But we forced our way through, and we're to the same location, but it's very different now. So let's see. The only way we can go is here. And note that the amygdala is right there. These ones I don't believe you're able to injure or kill. They're set dressing and they're dangers, hazards only, if I'm not mistaken. So, just be aware. They're here and they're looking for you. Alright. Yep. Yeah. And now, the memories. Yeah. Alright. So, let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of the sniper real quick. Because I know there's a way to drop down here. Because of course there is. Nice. Frenzied cold blood. Alright. Now, there's a bunch of these guys. The thing to note about this, of course, is that the trick here is she's hiding over here. And without her, the buff that she gives is gone. Yeah. Yeah. Doesn't mean they're any less dangerous. Yeah. But the damage resist buff she puts on them is gone. Sorry about that, had to sneeze. Okay. Damn, even the boom hammer isn't strong enough to drop him in one. There we go. Alright. And if you listen closely, you could hear the last ambush there. More blood vials to keep you going. And let's begin. We've reached the lower area. What was once the Hypogean Gale. But you'll see here, these guys broke it. Who specifically? Well, these guys. These other hunters who are dedicated to Yarhagul. This is actually one of the rougher fights. This is a 3-on-1. You can't see the third one from right here. I think he's hiding on the other side. But this is a 3-on-1 fight. And don't expect to win this on your first. That's all I'll say. Honestly, your goal should probably be take out at least one. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Here they come. Yep. One's got a cannon. Nice. Some chip damage off. Yeah. Yep. The one with the beast claws has the lowest damage output, technically speaking. Nice. Alright, so that's more than half his HP. Alright. Yep, there's the Cannoneer. The Cannoneer is the pain in the ass because he technically has infinite ow. Yeah, he technically has the infinite shots. Damn it. Yep, and this is... Yep. Yeah, it's... Yeah, like I said, it's a 3-on-1. Basically, my suggestion, just aim to get down. Now, you can avoid this fight. We've seen the layout of this area before, and since we know it, we know that taking the route to the side will let you bypass these guys. There's also a lower area. It is entirely possible to bypass these guys. But I always find that it's more useful to just... Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Yep. Yep. There we go. And remember that she's there, so we don't have to worry about too much. Quicksilver bullets. Alright. And there is no Yep. There is no limit to what these guys can kill you with. So never assume you're perfectly safe. Huh. It's been so long, I forgot they had the little quick slap. I forgot he had that. Oh well. There we go. And the last damage. Huh. Just enough HP so I can't do it in one. Oh well. Well, I mostly also didn't hit him perfectly with the head of the hammer. Because that is a mechanic. If you hit with the head of the hammer versus the side versus the main shaft, basically there's a sweet spot you need the space for. And that's where you get maximum damage. There we go. Oh. Yep. And the one... Yep. I went too close. I couldn't remember which side the... Alright. Nice. Alright. 3-on-1 sucks. Nice. Yeah, one's using a flamethrower, one's using the cannon. The cannon is the one-shot. Remember that. Alright. The spear and the... Yeah. Alright. Wait for the one with the beast one. I'm listening for the beast one behind me. Did he get lost? No, here he comes. Okay. Because the beast claw one is the one that gets in on you when you don't want him to. Alright. Their equipment is actually really well chosen. These hunters are not... This is how they've survived this long. Yeah. Yep. Nice. Ow. Ow. I gotta sacrifice some HP to get in and get one of these idiots dead. Alright. Alright. Okay. Alright. Yep, Beast Claw's almost done. There we go. Alright. That's one. They don't respawn. Thankfully, they don't respawn. So that's a third of my job done. I mainly go for that one first because, like I said, the claw one tends to... Hello. And I just got lucky. Yay, more chunks. Love to see them. But anyway, the... Damn it. But, yeah, the claw one has the tendency to get in when the others are doing their heavier attacks. And tends to get me screwed over. There we go. Alright. Yep. There's her buff gone. Oh, come on, stop. Sorry, that's an emote action. I accidentally tapped I accidentally tapped. There we go. Yep. Okay. There we go. There we go. You'll note these guys aren't really dropping anything. Because they're just blood simulacrums. They're just creations or golems. Whatever you want to call them. They're nothing more than the memories of what was given physical form. And yeah, as you see here, our little buddy's gone. It's now just the 2-on-1. And the one with the flamethrower is behind us. But let's get all our goodies. Alright. So then, you with the cannon. Yep. Of course, he's deadly in his own right. Yep. Yeah. Because he technically has two different types of guns. The rifle spear allows him the shotgun blast as well as the cannon that he carries is the insta-kill. Nice. Alright. But you can see how without the third guy, there's a stagger between their attacks that allows you to get in on them. Yep. Yeah. The rifle spear remains a good, consistent weapon. It's great at countering fast opponents. Yeah. If I'm honest, one of the... Yeah. Yep, getting out of that. Yep. The boom hammer actually outranges the whip, the cane whip. Yep. So it can be pretty useful, because when he goes for his heavier hits, yeah. But the cannon, of course, outranges me, and yeah. It's rough. Oh well. It's not easy, but once you get rid of these guys, you do have more room to work. Because remember, that room has like 3 different exits, and all of them lead you to something different. This also explains what I meant earlier when I said I only ever really fought Dark Beast Parl when I was much, much stronger. Fighting him early game and fighting him like now with your stats is a world of difference. Parl flinches pretty much on every strike at this point. When you're this strong, Parl just flinches constantly. Because he is technically an early game boss. So you will... Nice. Alright. Yeah, at least the quick... Shining coins? Oh, these guys can drop things. I thought they couldn't, to be honest. Is it just really that low of a drop rate? Huh. It's just that low. Okay. Alright. So let's see. Let's see about... Well, let's see. The one with the flamethrower. Yep. Yeah. Well, we took some hits between them. Yep. And the one with the spears poking me in the back. Yeah. Yeah, there's no way to get just one of these guys. They will always activate all 3 of them. There we go. Yep. Yep. Alright. Yep. And the one... And they're always going to be looking to do to your side. Alright. Yep. Yeah. What you can do is come down here and get them a little limited range. Yep. This is entirely appropriate just to get... Ow. God, that hurts so much. Yep. Yep. But again, these are the kind of guys... These were the hunters who hunted other hunters. Like, this was a hit squad. Alright, wasn't a direct hit, so I survived it. Yep. Nope. Alright. Alright. Yep. Oh, that was close. Yep. Alright. Yeah. Alright. Okay, he's going two-handed, so I don't need to fear the... Yeah, he's going two-handed, so I don't need to fear the cannon. Got him. Alright, that's 2. Now it's just the one with the insta-kill with the cannon. That man's knowledge. It seemed... Yeah. Alright. Okay. We got this. Alright. Yep. Basically, you want to counterfight this one by himself. When he goes in for a stab, that's when you've got a good chance to just punish him. Yeah. Yep. Because the boom hammer is faster. And I have a wider swing. The trick is when he has the cannon out, that cannon is a insta-kill at close range. Yep. Wait for it, because he's going to go for it. He can't resist. Yeah. Of course, this is also part of the bluffing system in... Okay. Yep. This is the way the bluffs can work in this game, is having a weapon you don't ever actually use. Yeah. Because the... Yep. There it is. He can't rapid fire that. So... without being able to rapid fire, once you've fired that shot, he's nothing but vulnerable. And he does give you 20, a full load of Quicksilver bullets. But there you go, folks. That's the hit squad handled. We're down to 3 blood vials. Now, but it'll now be much easier to get through here. And let's visit where we started. Down here. Let's start with what we've seen before and see what's changed. Because down here... where we started... nothing else here. Notes are just what players have left. And does this look... This looks different, doesn't it? This is not the werewolves we've been seeing up to these points. This is an approximation of a werewolf made of multiple corpses. From a standpoint, something that should have always kind of ticked in your head is the idea that the difference between a man to a wolf, the mass of the person changes. The amount of... like, there's no way without consuming so much other mass that they could swell to be the size they were, no matter what a disease would actually do. What we're seeing here is the true face of the wolves. This is their amalgamations, creatures created, chimeras of flesh. And this is the ultimate fate of everyone who... Now, if you didn't save Arabella, naturally she'd be dead. Yep. They're seeking to beckon the moon. And down here, further in the mystery, saw these notes and messages before. And down here, in the basement, more bloodstone chunks from the kidnappers themselves, empowered by blood to be strong enough to take others. Naturally, their own blood is just another farming method, where they thought only the, or they may know that their own blood will be just another part of the ritual, just a material component in the end. But when you've sacrificed your humanity, what is anyone? But that werewolf we saw, made up of the many corpses, well, where do you think they got all the pieces? You'll remember that there were captives down here. Beware of ambush. Yeah. Well, I do have some pungent... Really? Huh. There it is. Yep. Yep. Oh, I'm in the wall. Okay. Alright. Yep. Alright. There we go. By this point, though, you should be used to the werewolf's moveset. Not that that will make things easy, but you should at least know have a relative idea of where to keep yourself safe. There we go. And note that at this point, the blood of these creatures doesn't become the blood we need to consume. It's hardened, coagulated. It's become the blood that only enables us to make materials. And another chunk from another one. And yeah, that'll lead you out to Parl and the lower part of Yarnum, just to show it off. This has not changed. Parl is gone. Yeah. Again, you fighting Parl this late in the game, if you didn't find the Hypogean goal, the Hypogean jail, would basically be just a cakewalk, and you're kind of like, well, what was the point of that? You were meant to fight him, get kidnapped, and meant to find him much earlier. This doesn't open from this side. And yeah. So this is what the witches and the witches of Hemwick and so many others were after. Alright. Let's see. There's that. There. Might as well show off the other side path out. Retrace our steps completely. And let's see. Nope, nothing here. But let's meet the newest residents. Of this place. Yep. Again, the blood dolls meant to ambush and protect this place. And here we can see something, the shape of some person touched or blessed, and I'll give you a hint. Ow, it hurts us. Yeah. Yep.
Is Dad finished?
It is. Maybe, maybe not. Alright. We can see more kidnappers dead in the road. And here we get a good view of the monstrosities that are actually taking over. These monstrous creatures that are malformed collections of flesh. In the Soul series, we've seen many versions of this, of skeleton pillars and collections of bodies simply being fused together in unnatural forms. It's never been this bad though. And yeah, till you get rid of the summoner, these guys will just keep coming back. Our summoner in particular this time, she's just over here. The summoners can defend themselves, of course. They do have a knife, so they aren't harmless. And this one has seen us. But let's continue exploring, because this is where we wouldn't have been able to reach before. This was all sealed off. Always check behind the elevators just in case there's a freebie. And this elevator actually reaches us all the way back to the beginning. Meaning we never have to go through the cathedral in the lower area. So we can just... Ow. So we can just take... Yeah. Yes. Yeah, so this tower down here means you never have to take the lower path. Let's see. Because this loops around and leads you to... Yeah, the Yarhagul Unseen Village one. So we now have an access to that lower area without ever having to go through the cathedral at all. Which is a thankful shortcut. And since we only have one blood vial to our name, we're going to leave for a moment.
Welcome home, good hunter. What is it you do? Very
All
well.
right.
Let me...
And once again, I think I'm down. This is the last blood vial to my name. Alright.
Farewell, good... May you...
Now, let's see. There is one thing I need to look up. Because I have... Okay, no. Okay. Nope, I did miss it. Sorry, folks, I apologize. This entire time I've been thinking it was further ahead than it was. We actually need to make a bit of a pit stop. Because I missed an entire area I absolutely adore, and I refuse. Hello, AJ. I absolutely refuse to leave a playthrough of Bloodborne without actually going to one of my favorite areas. So, we actually need to go to the Forbidden Woods. I can't believe... I kept thinking... I thought I was a little too far in the game. Alright. I apologize, folks, but I did miss one of my favorite areas. Alright. Alright. Yep. Yeah. I can't believe I waited. I completely skipped over. I kept thinking it was too far. I thought maybe I was... At this point, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I've gone too far. Let's see. Now, how did I miss that? Oh, you know what it is? Yep. Yep. Nice. Alright. Yep. Yep. There we go. Yeah, for farming purposes, of course. This earlier game areas are fantastic for getting their materials. And having a high arcane doesn't guarantee, but at least helps, you know, make it more likely I'm going to get materials I need. Alright. And yeah. You know what it is? We went the right... Yep, we never came this way, did we? Trying to think, where was it that I missed it? Because this is where... Yeah, this is where you meet up with... Yeah. This is where Patches baits you the first time and helps you find the abandoned laboratory. The laboratory's first level, which he is baiting you to get to the frontier. Ah, here it is. Here we go. Yeah, I just missed it. There's so many hidden pathways in this game that are easily missed. Alright. Yeah, there is a corpse down there. Antidotes. Alright. Oh, down we go. Arcane blood. Yeah, here we go. Ah! Right. Yeah, the worms. Yep. Yep. Boomhammer's a little too wide swinging. And again, this is one of those cases where if you're already infected with poison, you can't be hit again, so just take the damage. Yes. Okay. And one of the earliest times you can fight Alright. Yes. Yeah, this area is rough earlier. Yep. More of the bell ring. Ow. The giants with the worms, it just... This turns into a real shit show early game. Especially with you being poisoned. And basically the worms make it so you get staggered. It can be rough. But they also give you antidotes, so it's not as if, you know, you're out of recourses. Alright. So, I apologize, folks, but this was an area you're supposed to find much earlier. The water is poisonous, yes, and it's guarded by 2 big giants. Well, 3. And they're effectively patrolling the same as the giants we see up in the main cathedral. And now... Yep. This leads us up further and back to... Note that there are... Showing us that this place has been used as a burial ground. And that those guards out there are basically traditional guards that have been there for a long time. Effectively, they're undeads. From the rest of the Souls series, those are very likely undead. Even if you kill them, they'll just respawn back where they started. And here we can see there are those who have been fallen. And this is where somebody broke through to a lower level to fall to their death. And this brings us all the way back to the beginning of the game. An item we could see, but could never reach. All the way back to Yharnam. But now we have access to a place we couldn't reach. And more importantly, an area that will become critical for us. Trying to remember what all is here. Yep, I thought so. Like, there's some part of my brain is putting me on edge. There's something here. Alright. Gotta remember, these guys can pretty much tank through a heavy blow, so your best bet, yep, is counter-fighting them. Yep. Yeah. That frenzy. Fuck, man. Even now, that hit is so heavy. There we go. The Shaman Bone Blade. A blade of bone coated with gruesome spinal fluid, used by Lold Labyrinth Watchers, in particular those presiding over rituals. When a victim is cut by this blade, the green spinal fluid temporarily numbs the senses, disturbing the target's gross motor skills. The blade, never intended for battle, must cut deep to be effective and breaks. So this is a sign that the use of this is largely limited to those tied to rituals where the victim is held immobile. This is not something meant for combat, which should speak volumes considering what we just got it from. Those creatures are there to siphon and take. Yep. And lots of crows. The crows are just malformed. The crows are malformed in a way that you should expect from those who fed on the blood from the corpses. That's why rats and crows are the most common enemies that are malformed like this. It's because they fed off the corpses the blood was injected into, thus changing them as well as those they were seeking to, you know. And here we find the back of Yevska's clinic. A little dark in here. Which is odd. This is supposed to be a place of healing and, you know, caretaking. Normally it would be brightly lit, warm and welcome. But no. This place is pretty dim. Maybe because we didn't bring anyone here? But there was always just something kind of off about this clinic. Well, the operating room. They was operating on one of those bulbous head things. Now, I suppose she studied them to understand. Communion. Which rune is that? A secret symbol left by Carol, runesmith of Bergenworth. Several runes relate to blood, including communion, which raises the maximum number of blood vials one may carry. This rune represents the healing church and its ministers. Blood ministration is, of course, the pursuit of communion. Communion with what, though? Well, at this point, we've pulled together enough to understand that what they're looking for, the Eldritch truth. The truth of the world and all those who live here. Hey, Game Rage. It's very Lovecraftian inspired, but very much its own interpretations. I'll put it that way. And in here, we find one of those little blue creatures. And this is the door. What they consider divine is up in the air. Yovska's unnamed. Oh, okay. Really? I have. Oh, because you're not allowed to store any of them. And there we get something very special. This is what the Canehurst summons. An old blood-stained summons inviting an honored guest to the forsaken Castle Canehurst. Rather bafflingly, it's addressed to you. Do not hesitate. The stagecoach leaves from Hemwick Crossing. But we're not done yet. There's still a little more area to investigate. And here in the back, well, it's certainly dark in here. And it was definitely a place of medical research of some kind. reached the back of the clinic. Oh, and Yovska herself.
God, I'm nauseous. Have you felt this? It's progressing. I can see things.
Look at the
I
twitching.
knew it. I'm different. I'm no beast. Oh, God, it feels awful. But it proves that I'm chosen. Don't you see how they writhe inside my head? It's rather rapturous.
Is it?
God, I'm nauseous. I knew. Oh, it's rather.
She's twitching and she's mad. And she's seeing things, she's delusional. As a hunter, we're known to remove those who are... A hunter's job is to remove problems. And this woman sees herself as something greater, part of something else. So the best thing we can do is end her suffering. But we gain something. 1/3 of umbilical cord. We'd already found one in the abandoned workshop. We now have a second. Every great one loses. This is the one we found remember, this is the one we found, and note that each of them tell a different story. This one tells us, this is the one we found in the abandoned workshop. Every great one loses its child, and then yearns for a surrogate. The third umbilical cord precipitated the encounter with the pale moon, which beckoned the hunters and conceived the hunter's dream. This is the one we just got. Provost Willem sought the cord in order to elevate his being and thoughts to those of a great one, by lining his brain with eyes, the only choice he knew if man were to ever match their greatness. And again, with him trying to elevate himself, is what led to the creation of the Rom the vacuous spider. Now, but then, doesn't that kind of conflict with what we would see later? That he would Master Willem would tell Lawrence, by the god, fear the old blood. Fear it. But then he learns later to embrace it? A bit of an oxymoron, wouldn't you say? It's one of those things that's kind of interesting. Still, this place is relatively empty. It would... Basically, you'd get more of the blue creatures the more people you sent. So, because we did... Oh no. The old blood was here all the time. The old blood was found in the labyrinth. The old blood is what allows people to become beasts. There is the old blood, and then there's quicksilver. These are two materials we keep on ourselves. The blood is from blood vials, allowing us to heal. Quicksilver enabling us to fire our weapons, mixing with our own blood to harm enemies. We are made men of the blood and undone by the blood. They found a type of blood. But let's head out. Head back to the hunter's dream. Because we just got a summons, and we'll be a little strong for the area, but I still think it'll be very much worth doing. Alright. We might be able to get a level. Alright.
Welcome, what is...
I forget how much.
Well,
29. Okay.
farewell, good maid.
29, so we're looking at... Yeah, I should be able to sell off some ritual materials. Let's see. Yeah, I've got 16 ritual blood too, so let's do 10 of them. Alright.
Welcome, what is it? Very well, let me...
Alright. Get the arcane up. And then let's look at improving our weapons.
Farewell, may you...
Well, of course. The lore... But that's what I do. That's what I love about the Souls series, is the lore in the world, so... I'm gonna probably be frustrating for people who just want to focus on the fighting. I love the lore in the world building. Alright. So do I want the Tinitrus? I'm one chunk short of being able to do both. Let's keep the boom hammer going. Nice. Plus 8. So yeah, we're good there. Flame sprayer. Yeah, I just need chunks. Alright, and I haven't gotten any better gemstones, right? Oop. Oh, got a better murky blood gem, so we'll add that. Ooh, actually got a great tempering one. Sure. And the third... Yep, nah. Tinitrus. Nope, nothing better. Nothing better. Oop. Okay, don't want the cursed one, because that causes you to lose HP constantly. But the more murky, the... Yeah, but the bolt attack weakens, so I'll just keep that. Okay. Oh, we can repair our weapons, actually. That'd probably be worth it. Yeah. And then we'll just buy some blood. Then we'll just buy some blood and be on our way. Alright. Yep. Alright, let's go to one of my favorite areas. We're a little too strong for it, sadly, but... Hemwick. Let's see. I always forget where. It's the frontier, right? Yep, Hemwick, Charnel Lane. Technically, the Witch's Abode might be a little easier to reach the place from, but... Well, same here. I'll put it this way. On my first playthrough, the second time I fought the Cleric Beast, I used a specific weapon to basically flinch it into non-existence. I was that overpoweredly strong. Like, it didn't land a hit because it kept flinching. Yep. Sorry, sisters. Oh. Oh, right. Now that we're getting deeper in the night, the witches start taking you a little more seriously. So you'll start seeing this. So they'll start using some of the witch clones out here now. I forgot about that. The witches and their dedication. Sister Hammer. Yes. Ow. Hey! We're actually maxed out on blood vials for first time in a long time. Alright. Yep. There we go. Now, this is one of my favorite areas. It has some annoying points, but it's still not the worst. But what's most there's some interesting notes about it. Alright, we'll start with the executioners here. Wow. Yep. I love the boom hammer. I kept thinking we were... Okay, I was wondering if we had kept wondering, like, did I pass it? Nope. We were told to wait at the crossroad of at Hemwick. This also indicates that there is a deep connection. Oh yeah. This place suggests that there's a deep connection between the witches and this place, Canehurst. Now, Canehurst is an interesting place. Now, what this indicates is the idea of what this area is, that the only fact that the only way to get this area is to be through Hemwick means that the witches know this group. And note, where we're walking, where we're headed, the bridge ends. We've seen before. There's no bridge there. We should be plummeting off into the ocean. The bridge ends. There's nowhere to go from there. And yet, all the same, we arrive. The horses doing their diligence without a driver. And we arrive in a very cold place. Ah, so good. Note you gain some insight, because at your arrival, the carriage you arrived on and the horses are long dead. How? But then, how did we just get here? Still, the address, and of course the letter was addressed to us, specifically. Your name is on it. Always. It doesn't matter what your name is. You are invited. There's a reason for that. But that's also the reason the only way to reach this place is with permission. And this place tells its own story. First, the number of statues here should be a huge hint to how long and how much time has been spent on artistic pursuits. Like, nothing for nothing. These are amazing levels of work. Sculpting, both in the game sense and in the world sense of how many statues there are depicting individuals. This is a huge amount of work. So this place has been affluent for a very long time. Take that first. Nope. Alright. And hey, we haven't seen you since we were playing in yep. These blood bugs. Note these ones are more aggressive than the ones at the lake. The River of Blood, these ones are far more aggressive. Yeah. They have plenty of HP, though. Yeah. Well, they were bloated with a type of blood. I mean, look at their stomachs. They're engorged with some kind of blood. There's no way they're not. Numbing mist. To help you prevent those from healing. And let's see. Again, this place had to be affluent beyond measure to continue to have people focus on these statues and elegance. Other hunters, maybe. That's an idea. Yep. That is an idea. I mean, it would make sense. We saw the River of Blood in the Hunter's Nightmare. And these things were all over the place. But blood requires something to have it. And here we can see those, even some without it. Yep. There we go. Here we see ones with lesser, unbloated sacks. Nice. Alright. More numbing mist. Frenzied cold blood. So yeah, it would pan out that it would be hunters that had been come here. Those ill-prepared, though. Warm blood stones. Frenzied cold blood. Nice. Yeah. After all, the Canehurst summon only ever says that it's addressed to you specifically. In other words, they're inviting other hunters here. Countless souls brought to here. It's an idea that it's a matter of worth, but it's also a case of these can be just as much here to keep things clean. The same reason you would have a dog around to eat up leftovers to prevent them from molding and becoming sick. These things are little more than cleanup pests. And the numbing mist on these were naturally from those around to prevent them from healing. No, these were just natural trying to remove. Somewhat, I would say it's closer to. You're jumping ahead in the story, though. With the Vile Bloods, what we know is that these things are here specifically to consume the blood and attack aggressors. Or at very least, they were part of the natural defenses of this place. Device currently not operable. Like, again, this place was richly affluent, clearly. That should tell you a lot. Corpses, and here we have a hole, and we can see some more of the worms that we saw from earlier. Yeah, basically dogs. And lesser forms. These are all worms and centipedes that are basically meant to pick up and clean anything that's the bugs couldn't finish off. So take a moment and appreciate just how much these people, residents, just had creatures here to clean up the mess outside. Yeah. There we go. Yep. There we go. And just for a bloodstone. Then again, that makes sense. It's probably the only thing left. The worms probably could consume just about everything else. So this would be just the whatever was too hard to eat would be left. Yep. Yep. Ow. Yep. Though you'll note, one difference between these versions and the ones on the River of Blood, these don't have the projectile attack. These ones only maul and scratch at you. They don't sit there and spew the blood. This is because they don't have access to enough to justify feeding themselves. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yeah, these ones don't have access to enough to feed themselves while still being able to keep themselves sustained. So these ones don't ever do the spewing blood attack. Because they don't know when their next meal's going to be coming by. Little details like that tell you a lot. But if you go to the River of Blood, the creatures will, in the nightmare, of course these creatures will spew all day, every day at you. Because they're literally surrounded by their food source. But, either way, from the garden, we will ascend. The tower, that's basically a shortcut. We'll get to that later. But for now, let's head up. The gate opens on its own for us, beckoning us inside. And here we see the cries, whimpers, and sadness, mixed with the exhortations of the servants who furiously keep this place clean, desperately, as if their very lives depend on it. I won't make the joke. Most people do. But do take some time to appreciate this place. And other hunters have come in. Oh, nope. Say hello to the residents. The ones who you've heard whimpering. They're dead. Only their spirits remain. And you can see that they're positioned such that once you're inside, they're looking to take advantage. And you'll see here, the servants beg in a begging position, pleading, "Don't harm me, I'm one of yours." The reason they have to is because these remnants of people are blind. You can see that their eyes are covered. They're following us by scent and sound. And they close in slowly and surely. It doesn't matter if you see there. If you're quiet and soft-stepped, they'll lose track of you. They'll find you inevitably by scent, but you can lead them for quite a while. And again, remember that they were taking advantage of the fact and hid themselves until we picked up an item. Till we did something they were inevitably waiting for. And there you can see. Now that we know that they exist, we can start seeing them everywhere. It's the way madness works in this. Once you see something, you can't unsee it. Your ignorance will never return. So, there's only one thing left to do. A hunter must hunt. Quite powerful for well-dressed nobles, aren't they? Though, all we got were some blood echoes. Think about that name, though. Blood Echoes. This is one of the more interesting ones, because they're echoes, they're remnants of what was. We saw in Yarhagul that the hunters we've been fighting against have, by and large, been remnants of what exists. Thus, these are echoes of a different type. They're solid enough we can strike them, the same as those in Yarhagul, but these ones are a bit... yeah. But these remnants, why are they here? And they can harm us. Yeah. Yep. Yep. And actually, doesn't their style of dress remind you of someone? We saw her only once. For those who don't remember, after you fight Vacuous Rom, you find the bride. The child of blood stolen from her. And now that we know that they're there, again, we can always now see these spirits. madman's knowledge. Yep. And of course, one guarding the treasure chest in the back. Alright. The Rider's Palash. A fancy weapon. But I think we've largely cleared out the spirits. Should be one more, I believe. Yep. They cry. Yep. More of them. Alright. Yep. Should be about good. Yep. The other thing to note about these spirits, each and every one has their throat cut. So these weren't killed in a battle, their dress is immaculate. Even as a spirit, the only injury they retain is that their throat was cut. Indicating that each and every one of these was executed remorselessly and efficiently. Their throats were cut. Thus they weep for what was taken from them. And as you might expect, with these spirits being, these echoes being your main enemies, blood vials are a little on the rare side. There's one there. Note, though, this servant has an item in their hand. They're a little different, aren't they? Always note the differences in those you hunt. This is no mere cleaning maid. This is someone here to defend this place. The jewel atop his weapon seems to indicate a higher status than the others, so likely more loyal and capable. But vulnerable all the same. After all, they failed to protect their masters, leaving them weeping and crying ghosts. Another bloodstone chunk, love to see it. But now, the weapon we picked up. The Rider Palash. Weapon wielded by the Knights of Cainhurst. Combines an elegant knight's sword and the peculiar firearm wielded by the Cainhurst Order. The old nobles, long-time imbibers of blood, are no strangers to the sanguine plague, and the disposal of beasts was a discreet task left to their servants, or knights, as they were called for the sakes of appearance. So yeah, the one we just killed with the jeweled cane, they would be used to dealing with beasts. So the servants would be the ones who would deal with him. Thus, the bugs outside are used to consuming those who fell to the plague. The old blood. This is why I wouldn't agree with the idea that the old blood came from Kos specifically. Because at the end of the day, what were these all drinking? And yeah. What were the nobles of Canehurst drinking if Kos? Because Kos was more of a long-time thing, but a more recent discovery for them. Also, this area has a pretty good payout for blood echoes, so it's another reason I was like, okay, we're getting to the point where this place will be absolutely fantastic for us. Oh. Alright. Nice. Hey, an actual blood vial. Alright. And again, if this first room didn't teach you, any item is now going to be an ambush. So look around the room. And so long as you can hear that crying, there's enemies around. One's looking to take advantage of your greed. They're preying on hunters. And that's one thing to note. They're preying on hunters' greed. There it is. Yep. And they stay invisible. So long as they're motionless, they stay invisible to you. Don't we have an item that does something similar? It's a blue medicine. I think I sold most of the ones I have on me, so I can't look it up this second. Yep. Yep. But even being dead, the proper technique, we're able to fend these off. Though it's an art of echo. Though, again, the biggest thing in this room is, remember that they're blind and they're attacking based on your sounds. Thus, the wooden floor gives you away, and any strike that hits the silverware will direct all the ghosts in the room to you. Nice. And so long as you can hear crying, there's another one in the room somewhere. Yep, I can see her. Hunched over the chest, of course. Again, your greed is being used against you. Alright. We'll start with the chest. The noble dress. And, of course, paintings of lords and ladies of this place. Assuming it's easy to assume the distinction and pretense of bloodlines and their children and their children's children all being the line of nobility is all that's important. And quicksilver bullets makes sense. And now we've reached outside. There's a tower over there. And hello, Kilgore. How's it going? Let's see. And leading us up, more statues. Again, this place was supremely wealthy. It's clear that it was... Well, we've reached Canehurst Castle. We're at and Yarhagul, the village. Yarhagul, the unseen village. But there's still so much more to see in this game. Ah, it's moving. That isn't a statue. In fact, we get introduced to a new enemy. These malformed, semi-bat-like creatures. Luckily, they're not that difficult. And the hammer seems to break their bones all the same. And as you can see, there's one looking out from over there. So, we can come up here. He was so focused on the trap, he didn't notice anyone else behind him. But it is worth noting that these creatures are ambushers first and foremost. They're not especially strong. They probably hold the same social hierarchy as the bugs outside. They're just here to clean up anything stupid enough to walk in without the Lord's permission. I mean, an ambush can be deadly to anyone, but on this character, yes. My first playthrough as a person, no. I've played this through many times. I love the world and the lore for it. And that's what I'm doing, is sharing both. And as we can see here, this place, again, we can see there's another ambush straight ahead. Again, they're using the statues for cover. It's a relatively ingenious technique, but again, these guys are much like the bugs outside. They're just meant to help clean up. They're not meant to become a real problem. And here are some of the statues. Some toppled, broken, as if fighting had happened here. Yeah. Well, that should give you a hint. Take clues. This is the first time you'll see the statues toppled. Every other place, the statues have been largely intact. This is because we're coming up to an enemy who is strong enough to actually damage the surroundings. He doesn't look like much, does he? But that sword in his hand is no laughing matter. Yep. Yeah. He's quick, and he is evasive when he wants to be. Yep. This is one of the knights we've heard that wield the Reiter Palash. The ones who would do the cleanup when someone lost control of their blood and became a monster. Again, the other thing to note is the damage here is starting to show. Statues are starting to become more toppled over more commonly. The fighting got worse as you ascend. There were plenty of statues still, but it only got worse as things went deeper in. This is because those who came here encountered harder challenges. And thus the the remnants of their battles become more and more obvious. And we can see an item, but by now you should know, every time your greed starts to take hold of you, it is a trap. Specifically, and you can hear the sound of breathing. And now you can hear tears. You should know what this trap is by now. The question just becomes, where are they? Yep. And the two golems, the two gargoyle types. Yep. There we go. Yeah, their scream hurts quite a bit. But, again, yeah, nah, these guys aren't the major threat. Yeah, they only raid enough to generate twin bloodstone shards in their blood. By this point you reach here, most times you're strong enough to be able to not even care. Yeah, she sensed us. And now she's trying to find her time to strike. The executioner set. Let's see. Attire worn by a band of executioners commanded by the martyr Logarius. Later became the basis for all church attire, with its heavy draping of holy shawl. As the great Logarius once said, acts of goodness are not always wise, and acts of evil are not always foolish, but regardless, we shall always strive to be good. And again, note that this is, compared to the Hunter set, the Hunter set has slightly more physical, but specifically the Executioner's Garb is good against thrust and blunt damage, which are more so for weaponry. In addition, the actual blood defense is lower, and what's extremely low is its frenzy defense. Yeah. The fanatical clothing of those church executioners is very vulnerable to being led into a blind frenzy and fury. And in here, a new library. And one of our first checkpoints. Because this will lead us back to the beginning. Because if you'll note, there hasn't been a single lamp up to this point. Yeah. There hasn't been a single lamp. You've had to do all this in one go, basically. But that's our first shortcut. And your reward for making it this far? The Vile Blood Register. Red leather record of the Vile Bloods loyal to the Covenant of Annalise, Queen of the Vile Bloods at Canehurst Castle. A record of the Vile Bloods, bloodlusting hunters who seek blood dregs of their prey, kept throughout the ages. Yeah, can't use this online. So, this allows you to know every player who's... who's offering dregs and online. I'm not particularly... I don't really do much for the PvP, so I'm sorry, but that's not going to be my focus. So, Now, more of these guardians remain, so let's get to work. Note that these women wield their daggers in very desperate style. That these echoes are made to... These echoes were made in the shape of a blindfolded and throat-cut woman. What Ted tells me is that since they're so similar, in my mind, it isn't a case that each one was a different person, but rather in my mind that each of them, that these are, much like the Hunters of Yarhagul, remnants and recreations of one woman who was executed. And these are simply replications that were meant to guard this place. Alright. And there are many of them. The fact that they're all the same... Oop. Uh-oh. And now we get a new type. Once you're marked by their screams... Yeah. Yeah. First off, you're hit periodically. But more importantly, the second... Ah, there they are. That's what I forgot. This is the first time we encountered this. That mark on us is from that servant all the way in the back. They hit us with a dart. So now, any spirits that see us basically now can track us wherever. Yep. Yep. They unleash that scream and they know and they will now track you aggressively. Yep. Yep. But we're used to aggressive enemies at this point. Oh, yeah. They also gain access to that new attack where they stab you straight in the stomach. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. Yep. So yeah. Yep. But it only lasts a few seconds, so she needs to keep hitting you with it for it to be really effective. But this was your tutorial regarding it. So, just be aware that is now a mechanic. That yes, these spirits are easily picked off one by one, but that doesn't mean you'll always get the chance to. And yeah, naturally, if they overwhelm you. Alright, now this is a cute little puzzle, where because you can't break the tables, you have to walk off here to get here for the chest. And you get Evelyn. Special pistol used by Canehurst Knights. The Evelyn uses quicksilver bullets just as any workshop firearm, but the Canehurst variant relies more on blood tinge. Lovingly named after a woman and graced with an intricate design, Evelyns were adored by the Canehurst Knights. So much so that the Canehurst very much were so rich that they could allow their defenses, their stylized defenses, to be named and affectionately called. So it's clear that these were places, these were things, they had time. That's one thing that should be abundant here. That everything about this place would take time to build, to create. Yep. There we go. And yeah, that one looked like another dart spitter, so... And that's another one of the knights. And go. Alright. And another dart spitter. Yeah. Oh! Okay, there he is. Some are dart spitters, some are knights that come in on you. Yeah. Alright. Yeah. Luckily this one doesn't have the debuff with her. This one is just after damage for you with the blow dart. And there is one of the ghosts, one of the spirits around still. More blood vials, excellent. We needed them. But yeah. Going after the servants to keep you going. But yeah. And I believe this is another one of the sword-wielding servants. Yep. Rip them through. Yep, their blood vials pretty consistent, so that helps keep you going, because after that library room, you do tend to be pretty drained. I still think I hear a cleaning. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, there we go. And there's a ladder. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's two more. Nice. Alright. More bloodstone chunks. There we go. Yep, Boomhammer is just useful. Alright. Well, there's one more ghost. And a way out there. Does sound like there's one more person cleaning. Oh, they must be upstairs. Okay. So we've cleaned out this area, ended up with more blood vials to keep us going. And let's see. Now we have to head outside. Be a little careful, because you can walk off the edge, and it will kill you. Alright. So here, we drop down. More Quicksilver bullets. Alright. Yep, and more of the gargoyles here. There we go. Again, these guys are not the major threats in the area. And you can see there's a way through there. But this leads back to where we were. It seems. Another room of the library. And more of the spirits, more of the same. Is there a servant I need to fear? No? Alright. There's more here. And now we have a new one. Fully beheaded. Not her throat cut, but completely cut away. This is the one you must truly fear the most. That scream of hers, I believe, paralyzes you. And if I remember right, basically gives every other one of the ghosts a free pass to shank you. So, yep. Her scream, of course, acts the same as the others. Yep, paralyzes you. Yep. Which, again, a different version of the same ability that came to the madness suckers, those squid-headed guys. That's a different version of their spell. So the Canehurst had access to it even. Again. But it's not the same, so I don't know if it's similar, not the same. Yeah. Basically, the headed ones, you need to take them out in one shot and keep your distance. Because if she gets you, all the rest of these spirits get a free pass on you. We're not completely safe. I hear some more sniffling. Still, Executioner's Gloves. This is actually a useful item. One of the secret treasures hidden in Canehurst. These gloves of an executioner from a faraway land. Passed from executioner father to executioner son, these gloves can be used to summon wrathful spirits of the past by smearing them with blood. It is said that the nobles found immeasurable delight in the dances of these vengeful specters. Does require 20 arcane. Luckily we have 27. So, we can try that out for a bit. So, for example, yep, it's not free damage. You are using Quicksilver bullets, but they are a homing shot that allows you to keep your distance. One of the nicer use items. And a good way to go through your Quicksilver bullets. And now it's gotten almost eerily quiet. Ah, the clothing of Nighthurst, the knight's garb. A regal piece graced by intricate goldwork. The Canewurst way is a mix of nostalgia and bombast. They take great pride even in blood-stained corpses of beasts that they leave behind, confident that they will stand as examples of a decadent arc. The only defense that truly gets higher. They poison blood is blood. Defense. The only defense that is high. Because that was the only threat for those in Canehurst. So, the problem was the Canehurst never expected to have to fight. Effectively never felt they had to fear nor fight anything other than the arts that they had learned to fight against. They had specialized. They had become an equivalent in nature would be like the panda, where it is extremely hard to keep them going because they are so dedicated to one particular way of living. So, when a threat they weren't used to came along in the shape of these hunters, well, the natural course took its path. And here, we'll come in here to open this shortcut. Because this opens up where we were before, but also a way back, a way up and forward that we had access before. But if you'll pardon me for just a moment, I'm going to go grab that item. I just want to make sure that happened. That was open so that we are able to continue deeper in. Alright. So, further in we go. Alright. Couldn't remember if this was an ambush. Yeah, it is. Thought so. Alright. And yeah. There we go. Now, if I'm not mistaken though, we're almost about done. Canehurst isn't actually that big, but it's fantastic for farming blood echoes. But let's make sure we get everything we can. And here we get the Warm Bloodstone, which that's the blood tin. A blood gem that fortifies weapons and various properties. Yep. Yeah, it just adds extra blood tinge. So, if you're going to use Evelyn and rely on the counter style of using a pistol, absolutely. Though, as you may have noticed from my playstyle, I don't really rely on the pistol that much. Flamethrower is good for clearing out lots of weaklings, and that's enough for me. Yay, more chunks. Love to see them. Alright. And I believe we're about done. Yep. because I believe up here is the end of the area. Yep, pretty much. Let's see. Yeah, no. Note he has red eyes. Yeah, he hits harder. But that hasn't been a mechanic through most of the game. Red eyes indicating higher damage hasn't really been that much of a mechanic this entire game. Yep, there we go. Yep, someone else coming. Yep. Yeah, and they're just looking to take advantage. But these are the non-red eye versions, so their damage output isn't high enough to honestly be that worrying. Yep. Nice. The Knight's Wig. The final piece of the Knight's set. Adornment prized by the Knights of Canehurst resembles a ponytail of silver hair. It is, again, lowers your physical defense, but blood is the only thing that matters to it, but it's also quite fashionable on its own. Quite fashionable, but, well, I'll stick with the Hunter set. Alright. So we got up onto the roof, but the only way to go from there is down here. And along here. Let's see, the whole way around, nothing. Yeah, the overhang's too high. It would drop you. Yeah. Alright. Just making sure I didn't miss anything else. Yeah, you drop down here. Follow the roof. And down here. The kin Coldblood. The kin of who, though? The kin of what? Might be more appropriate. And yeah. Alright. And with this, we've actually reached the boss of the area. The Bold Hunter's Mark. They give this to you because the only way back is really to use that. So if you're not ready for the boss, yeah. And truthfully, we're not really, and I have way too many blood echoes on me, so let's go get our levels. But yeah, managed to get to Canehurst in a relatively good order. Because the boss,
What is it?
the boss of
Very well,
Canehurst is pretty infamous as being one of those people get their face kicked in and then they go, well, I ain't doing this again.
Farewell, good. May you.
Let's see. We'll use the kin Coldblood, sure. Yep. Might as well use up what we got. Alright.
Welcome. What? Very well. Let.
So we have enough for one level. So put that in strength. Alright.
Farewell, good maid.
And then the rest go into blood vials. There we go. There's the... That helps out. Because you can go through all your blood vials in the Canehurst boss pretty easily. Let's see. Anything... We unlock anything new for this? We now can buy the twin bloodstones. Yeah. So, using it for that is always welcome. Because remember, the less insight you have, the harder it is to frenzy you. And that may be coming relevant sooner than you'd like. Especially if you have to deal with winter lanterns. It's the... Oi. But, let's see. And of course, Forsaken Castle Canehurst is of course in the Unseen. The place is hidden from the world. From the main world. Where Yharnam is where the main population lived. The frontiers are the outlying areas that were supposed to be remained guarded. The Unseen are places no one was supposed to be able to reach. And the Nightmare is the truest of true faces. Still, do I go after... Oh, we might as well finish him off. Try and finish it off anyway. Yeah. Alright. But what's worth noting is Canehurst shares a relationship with the Healing Church. After all, the only way to reach the Healing Church, to reach Canehurst, you have to get through the Witches of Hemwick, who are working with the Healing Church because they're guarded by the Healing Church hunters. Now, theoretically, because we've opened up the ladder, you can potentially just run through this. There's none of the headless ones. Yep. Yep. And if you can get up the ladder fast enough, you'll take some chip damage from the blow darts. But, yeah, you don't actually have to fight all them. And then there's no spirits up here. So, just some minor chip damage, and you're straight back to where the boss would be. And again, all you gotta do is drop down here. You don't have to even fight the gargoyles over there. Trust me, this is a run many people learn to do by simple repetition. Because this fight is one of those people give up because it's rough. And I'm not going to guarantee, I'm not anywhere near guaranteeing I'm going to win this in any capacity. This fight is rough. Alright. Yeah, we'll use the Executioner's gloves. Alright. Go in with full HP. Prep. And let's see. And the fight here for Canehurst Castle is a crippled, battered corpse. The leader of those who invaded this place. The so-called Martyr Logarius. Alright. Logarius has a lot of attacks. Like a lot. You'll want to use the steeples to your advantage. These ranged attacks can hit the steeples, just keep back, because they have a bigger AoE than you think they would. Yep. And he uses the Wrathful Spirits to chase after you. They do have some homing, but they can be, again, yep, can be hit on this. Nope, his swings, yep, he can summon that skull to hit you. Yeah. Alright. And again, just try and trap those, get past those shots. You can't dodge through them. Yeah, you can dodge through it. Yep. He has to, bear in mind he has to activate that skull to blow it up. Alright. And once, again, yeah. Alright. But this stuff is all relatively manageable, actually. It homes, make no mistake, so it's rough. But it's not the worst. You've fought things. You've had to... Learning to lead his shots away is what's going to save you a lot of effort. Nope. Yeah, you aren't going to get a heavy... Big thing here is you're not going to get heavy attacks off on. He's faster. For a corpse, he's fast. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. And that's what's going to get you killed most times, is that secondary explosion, followed by his own quick, surprisingly quick sword swings. That's what's going to get you killed, 9 times out of 10. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because that backup blast of his actually hits far harder than you think. Now and he can teleport every now and then, but that's not usually much of a threat. But, of course, if you have the executioners, while yours don't have the unlimited range his does, they do still home. Yep. And that can make it flinch. Yep. Again, you're not going to get... Yeah. You're not going to get... Oh, get out of the way before that blows up. Yeah. That back off it move of his is so frequent that it becomes annoying with how good it is at getting you just enough damage to get you killed. Alright. Bear in mind, we're still trapped at phase 1 just because of how rapid fire his attacks are. Nope. Yeah. Yep. Every now and then, one of the skulls gets that perfect loop to dodge. Yep. Again, projectile spam. This is what this guy does. You aren't going to get... Okay. Now this, get away from him. I know you want to get damage in, get away from him. Because that hurts more than you think it does. Alright. He has now abandoned ranged tactics and is now aggressive. What you need to do, though... Yep. Okay. That sword of his comes out. Yeah, he's now dedicated to fighting you heads up. Basically, take advantage of the scythe swings, which he staggers to get you. Alright. This is what you need to get away from. Yep. Okay. Because once he puts that sword in the ground, it starts generating projectiles that hit randomly across the battlefield. and they will always seem to land just perfectly to get you to flinch into his attacks. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Once he does that, doesn't matter. Go for the break the sword. Yep. All right. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Damn it. Alright. But you can see how you go through blood vials like crazy with this fight. Yep, and that 2-hit swing, if you get hit by the actual... Yep. Nope. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, he stays on the ground so little. Yep. Alright, wait till... Yep, break that sword as soon as you can. Because that chip damage doesn't seem like much, but you're not really going to get too many chances to really go after him. Yep. The initial burst shockwave goes, break the sword. Yeah, if you... I don't think the sword ever requires more than 2 hits, but... Yep. Yeah, half a heartbeat. Similar timing to the amygdala for his aerial dashes. Oh, got caught on the roof sometimes. Sometimes you get that advantage and get a nice hit in on him. Alright. Yep, and there's the sword. I need to get rid of it. Yep. I'm out of blood vials. Yep. Yep. And, yeah. Great. I'm not in a position to be able to break the sword, so now we're in trouble. Yep. Alright. Break it. Okay. The problem is... Okay, I got lucky. He got caught on the steeple. Yep. Okay, he's caught on there. Come on, lock on. Yep. Yep. I'm dead. Yep. I don't have the... Yep. Stamina to get out of it. And... But yeah. This is why Logarius is known as one of those run-killer bosses. He's frustrating, to say the least. But, at the same breath, it is... But, he's also an optional boss. So... Don't ever tunnel focus in this game. If a boss hits you and it's like, okay, I more than likely don't have a chance right now. Come back later. This game is not locking you into any particular place. And besides, we still haven't fully... Yeah, we've got some time still till I have to go to work. So let's head back to Yarhagul. Because we only reached and managed to breach what we saw of the Hypogean jail. Now we'll start to see what Yarhagul's like in true. Because we did unlock the elevators, so we'll be able to go down easier now. Let those guys just go along their merry way. And head down. Yep. Alright. There we go. Alright. Yep. And a little hidden path. Yep. Oh. I forgot about this little hidden area. And let's see. If you get off the elevator early, inspect the bath. Again, this place is surrounded. And where does this bring us? To a different part of Yarhagul, overlooking the main road. And there we can see one of the Chimera wolves, made of the many corpses. Alright. Yep. They act the exact same, though. Alright. The bloodstone chunks. They only form in those with unnatural blood. And this is where we get introduced to the truly nasty part about these corpse things, piles. They have a huge range radius and snipe shots. Yeah. They truly suck for this. Yeah. Yeah, they're willing to just snipe you all day. Yep. And... right. So the bath... did we do it backwards, or... yeah, there... okay, there's the bell ringer I'm looking for. Alright. There we go. And without her... I believe a good chunk of this area gets a little easier. Because I believe... yeah, no, this just leads us back down to the road. Yeah, no, this is the way back down. Okay. Alright. Yeah, you could walk off here and that's an instant death. That's sort of a drop attack instant death. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, because most of this is just a back way, a way you don't have to deal with the main road. Because the main road with, again, those big corpse piles all have the projectile spam on you. And it is rough to deal with. Let's see. Yep, this is the elevator. Okay. Sorry, folks, I'm a little lost, but... yeah. Yep. Yep. I'm a little lost. I won't deny that. Yep. Yarhagul is a rough place. Yep. Nice. No, it does get pretty good damage. Yep. 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 And, yeah, at 4K, the Blood Echoes collection of the wolves isn't bad either. Alright. More chunks, which I should go back and upgrade our boom hammer, as well as starting getting the Tonitrus up. But yeah. And again, this whole area is overseen by amygdalas, you know, wardens of the Eldritch Truth. Okay. So yeah. Then we can just... And note that this bath is surrounded by statues of the otherworldly amalgamations of flesh. Alright. Basically, this is another way around this area. Because again, the main road is really rough to deal with. But at the same breath, not impossible. But yeah, you'll see there, the gates to Old Yarnum are open. Yep. Yep. The road to Old Yarnum's open now. It was sealed before because, well, they couldn't afford for the rite wasn't far enough along. The ritual. Nice. Surprisingly mobile for a box full of corpses, huh? That's how I would describe it. Surprisingly mobile. You would think they'd be more like stationary targets, but no. They're actually pretty fast when they get in close on you. But yeah. Just to show. Old Yarnum. And the Hypogean jail. Where we were before. Layers upon layers upon layers. Yep. 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 Yeah. Wow. Yep. Yeah, they're rough. But yeah. The Hypogean jail. Again, this is where we had the 3 hunters come after us. Yep. And that's where one of the, someone made contact successfully with something otherworldly. And just getting rid of the bell ringer real quick. Nope. There we go. Despicable woman. But yeah. Note that the wall to Old Yarnum is still blocked off. The jail is part of Yarhagul, but wasn't the whole thing. And these corpse boxes were here, but obviously they weren't active yet. It's the reason the dogs and the pigs are gone. It's because they've been killed and replaced with these things. After all, they were all just collections of flesh to create these. And again, they were all breeding grounds for the chunks, for the materials needed. Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, this is another trap. Like, I think one of them is in there, and if you try to go for that, it jumps you. So let's get rid of you all first. Nice. Yeah. Wrathful Spirits is one of the best reasons to go the Canehurst. Just, it doesn't have the greatest range, but what range it does have, and damage output, I'm willing to trade the blood. I'm willing to trade the Quicksilver bullets for it. So, nice. There we go. On its own, it's not that deadly, but since there's so many of them, they are truly devastating. And again, someone else who's made contact with something now burns. Kin Hunters. Damp Blood Gem. The particular specimen is a pronounced effect due to its extended state of dampness. Most radial blood gems have effect that bear upon physical attacks. Attack versus the kin up. The kin being, in this case, those blue, any pale or blue creature. There we go. I thought so. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's just a trap. Yep. Yeah. Like, the game telegraphs it well enough that you're like, I'm pretty sure that's a trap. I just need to find the right angle to... Alright. I just need to find the right angle to trigger it. So, we've at least cleared out the jail where we were captured before. Look, behold, a pale blood sky. And where we were prevented from entering before was in fact Yarhagul village itself, which doesn't open until this time of night. Oop. Yeah, here we go. Now we have to navigate the sniper fucking, yeah. Like, their shot speed's ridiculous. Like, watch each... Yeah, like, that's fast. Yeah. And this one isn't rockings. So I don't think there's any trap here beyond... This is just cover. Yep. Yep. Yeah. There's multiple ways around just because these guys can hit you pretty hard. Alright. There we go. Now this one will come after me. There we go. Yep. And take a look at the corpse, well, the corpses of women and men, all desperate to escape this place, to not become part of this ritual. But it didn't matter. Yep, that's how much damage they do. Yep. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yep. Yep. Nice. Okay, got out of the shot. Perfect. Alright. Alright. There we go. Kin Hunters. Now, the reason that's important is to understand that these are creations of those who hunted the kin. Hunted effectively what is the blue creatures. Arcane Lake. Which, yep. I think that was just the better version. Yeah, it just gives you an additional 2% arcane damage reduction. Yep. Which, considering the prevalence of arcane damage on some enemies, not the worst. But again, note that there are those who accepted, those who resisted, those who cried, prayed, it didn't matter. In Yarhagul, they all found their fate the same. This place is built on the suffering and death of countless. Yep. Alright. Alright. Oh, okay. This is just the other way from here. Okay. Yeah, there's just a lot of ways to avoid having to do the main road, because the main road is so dangerous. An almost human grunt out of this creature. Alright. Yep. There we go. Tempering damp blood gem. Essentially, the longer something retains the strength to be solid, damp, the greater the strength is built each time as it slowly crystallizes. A trait of the blood. You can... the eldritch whispering, and in the most far distance, something else, the crying of a child. Madman's knowledge, well, making it this far, you'd have to have some. And let's see. But yeah, this expressly tells you this is all built on the corpses and misery of so many others. Yep. And all you can do is keep going. You've reached farther than most other hunters. The only ones who made it this far are usually unfortunate victims. Let's begin. And what is this all for? What are they pursuing in this place? Under this pale blood moon. They ring their bells, calling out. Here it comes. The moon's gift. Taken from among the stars. Ugh. Disgusting. With the sacrifice of countless, we can find the purpose the One Reborn. By the way, that is not a cutscene extrapolation. There are, in fact, bell ringers in this boss fight. So, first things to do is get upstairs. Alright. Let's see. I am blanking on how you get... Okay, there. Yeah. That was not a cutscene extrapolation. There are actually bell ringers in this fight. There they are. There's the stairs. Get upstairs. Just get upstairs. Make your life easier. The bell ringers are just going to be taking pot shots this entire fight. So get rid. Either knock them downstairs where they'll be more manageable, or just kill them outright. Whichever comes first. Yep. There we go. More Quicksilver bullets, thank you. And... oh, I forgot there is a hunter who can help you with this fight, but if I'm honest, this is not one of those fights that really needed it. Their homing shots aren't that powerful or devastating, but it's preferable not to have the extra distraction. And again, yep. By the way, okay, the main boss does have a ranged attack. It does suck. It just drops corpses above you on your head. Alright. Now, on to the One Reborn. Yeah, this thing basically has two halves, a front and a back. Oh crap, it did the... okay, I wasn't paying attention. It did slime attack. Okay. It has an AoE denial area where it puts out slime across the floor. That's just a DOT. Yep. Has various attacks that just is basically it flailing around. The legs here on the side are the most dangerous bit to that. Yep. Yep. But to be honest, without the bell ringers, this is honestly a nothing fight, pretty much. And again, he has the AoE burst and the shots to be able to... yeah. And if you're going to stand in front of him... oh, I missed one. Alright, let me go take care of that one. Pardon me a moment. I thought I got all the bell ringers. Apparently I missed one. But let's talk about what this title, The One Reborn. It's exactly what it sounds like. So this is someone who has died and been brought back. However, being brought back came at the cost of how many others? You know what I mean? But the potential is there. Theoretically, you can bring someone back from the dead. Is this a sort of existence you would want, though? Those who truly fear death, well, even this would be preferable, I suppose. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, the black ball that follows you just does that. Yep. Corpses just fall from the sky to fall on you. Nice. Alright. My suggestion, stick to the middle. Stick to hitting him in the middle. Note, he has very good arcane defense, which is why I'm sticking with the boom hammer rather than the Tenitris. Yep. Just get your hits in, stay away from the Stay away from either side. Yeah. He basically just gets more frenzied as the fight goes on. More desperate to hold on to that second life he was granted. But yeah. Just take... The kicks don't do that much damage, but they do enough that if they catch you in the middle of attack, you know, it'll be difficult. But yeah, avoid the chip damage, stay to his side as much as possible. Yep, because this is... Yep. But yeah. It's mostly just the flailing that honestly will get you in trouble. Okay, back off, get away from the sides. Yeah. But yeah. Yep. The One Reborn. At the cost of how many hundreds and thousands and others. But the potential's there, so obviously we must pursue it. Yep. Ow. Aw, come on! Perfect time to scream. Got it perfect timed. Yeah. But yeah. But there you go. The One's Reborn. For what quality of life they could ever have. But yeah, the boss fight's not that bad. Barring getting kind of screwed over, you're fine. Alright. And yeah, the guy in the wheelchair isn't that dangerous because you can always just sit over here and he can't get a shot on you. So, down we go. Alright. Nice. Never saw it coming. I do want to do a playthrough of Persona 5 at some point here. And I know, Metaphor just came out, and it's like... But the thing to me is, everyone's going to be doing Metaphor. So I don't want to do that game right now. I want to play it, but if I'm honest, I don't feel the compulsion to need to play it right this moment. I can come back and play that whenever. So, I'll do just that. I'll come and deal with play Metaphor and see it all in my own time. Because there's a couple actually other games that are coming out that I want to play first. Because the stories are far more interesting to me there than what's... The story is far more interesting for me. Alright. So, if I'm honest, I'm just gonna run it. Yep. 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 Ow, ow. Yep. Yep. Okay. Ow. Yep. 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 Alright. Yep. Gods. Okay, so you really... Man, I forgot how bad it is to try and run this one. Yep. Yeah. Yep. There we go. There we go. Alright. There we go. Okay. Defector and Tall. Well, now that we know why well, now we can understand why he's a defector. Realizing what the church was doing, Defector and Tall probably decided that wasn't something he wanted part of, was this ritual. Seeing the sacrifice of so many. Yeah. So, turned against the other hunters. There we go. There we go. Alright, now that that's taken care of, let's go. Alright, and then Tall will keep the main body busy while we take care of the bell ringers. Alright. Yep. And getting rid of that. Yep. 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 Getting rid of the corpses off my back. Okay. There's the stairs. Okay. Alright. Nice. Alright. Nice. But yeah, get rid of the bell ringers first. They're not... It's not... This fight doesn't get anything different for not killing them, so... If there was some reason, like, you kill him... I'll put it this way. If there's a mechanic where he can... If he comes back, if these ladies are alive, I've never seen it. I've never seen it, and I never will. Alright. I'll be perfectly honest. If there's a mechanic that he comes back if you kill him while the bell ringers are still alive, I've never seen it, and I have no intention of ever seeing it. Not worth it. Nice. 2 nice heavy hits early on. Alright. Nice. Yep. Okay. Something corpse drop. Alright. Nice. Alright. Ow. Yep. Yeah, that's... Yeah. Yep. Honestly, though, I think the execution... Let's see. Executioner does... only about 84. So... Yep, get away, because he's doing the scream. Okay, not my bad. Flamethrower actually does a decent amount to him, while keeping you in a relatively safe place. Nice. Nice. Yep. Alright, back off. Alright. Alright. Yep. Alright. Okay. Yep. Nice. Got out of him. Yep. And there's this. Yep, and there's the acid. Normally you have to get a... It only lasts a few seconds, but it's enough that it could kill you. Alright. Alright. Ow. Yeah, the scream sucks. Yep. And Tall died. Damn. Yep. It's frenzied, alright. Alright. Yep. There we go. No more. You got your second chance. This is what you did with it. pitiful, really, oh false god? It's interesting that people believe that that was supposed to be a god. No. That's simply someone who was using the power of a god. Someone who contacted and was given a different sort of life. It was the magnum opus versus the flesh-fused wolves. It was their greatest accomplishment. As pitiful as that is to say. Still,
Welcome home. What is it?
the
Very
many
well,
echoes of
let-
blood it left behind. Will go to great use.
Farewell, good. May you.
And we're at, overall, yeah, so let's get that last. We can do like, yeah, we can do 20 of the basic, 15 of the basic. Yeah, and like 5, yeah, to do the 4, just get us even 10. Alright. The yellow backbone we got. Special body parts collected by the Healing Church. What was this gruesome bait used to lure? The additional rotted offering beckons on godly forces, normally terrifying things, but also worthy prey for a special hunt. Alright. And let's see. A bunch of the weaker... Honestly, the kin hunters are pretty useless. Because they're only versus specific enemies. And they're common enough, but if I'm honest, it's not really that great. At least the Radiants reduce the stamina cost of attacks, so that's usually useful. Weapon durability up. Yep. Alright, and what was it for the next level?
Welcome. What? Very well, let.
Okay, 34.5. Okay.
Farewell, good. May.
Okay, so another 1,000. That's easy enough. Let's see, what do we have? Oh, the blue elixir. Yeah, that was easy. Yep.
Welcome. What? Very well, let.
Alright. And there we go. So 30 strength and 30 arcane. Now we'll start moving vitality and endurance up.
Farewell, may you.
And we now have Advent Plaza. Advent being a word for change. And we'll discover what's beyond the change next time. So, I want to thank you all for joining me. I have been the Ephemeral One, and this has been more of Bloodborne. I hope you all are enjoying, and we all look forward to sharing the dawn together. Hopefully, anyway. Well, folks, for now, thank you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now, folks. Bye for now.